So that's pretty cool. And that's all I've been playing so far. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty then. So wait a minute. I completely forgot about the Black Friday thing. But I guess we can talk about that after the news. And then we can do the news, and then while we're doing the news, I can get that stuff in front of me. Unless someone has a question this week. No? Okay.
Yeah, not really. It's not really a question for this group. Anyway.
Are we not good enough for your question?
Well, I don't think it's very interesting to us. I mean, so recently I've been reading a lot of report cards for the consoles. You know, this is their end of the first year, and a lot of them for the PlayStation 4 have been saying it makes no sense. Like Xbox One totally should be doing better, despite except they had all those blunders, but there are no games on PS4, so why are people buying it?
Make that argument for the Xbox One.
I don't think you can say that there are no games on the PS4 either.
Yeah, I've been playing games on the PS4.
Yeah, it's like there's kind of too many games. You know, my hard drive is in a perpetual state of fullness.
Yeah, you need to get a bigger hard drive because it's just.
So yeah, I think the critics are wrong here. They're all like, "There's no exclusives. PS4 shouldn't be selling at all," but somehow it is. So I don't know. People are crazy. I don't think that's true. I think if you bought a PS4, you bought it for things that are coming out in the future. And then when you got it, you realize, well, you know, I want to play something on it. And the people who are not complainers just went out and found stuff to play. And now it's like, oh my gosh, there's too much stuff to play. And then the complainers are just like, there's nothing I want on it. I'm going to sell it back. I'm going to watch Netflix on it and only do that.
I don't think I've seen anybody like trading in their PS4 though. I've seen people like selling their Xbox Ones when I've been in GameStops, but I haven't seen anybody like giving back PS4s.
I'll complain online and tell people that I'm selling my PS4.
Weird.
I don't know, Trioptical. It seems like to me from like the stuff I've been seeing in comment sections, it seems like it's just going to be like a repeat of last gen when it's like people are going to get both, and then I don't really know who gets pushed over the top by what, but instead of like the Wii being ginormous, it's really weird this fall because like everything got delayed except for Nintendo stuff. So it's like if you're a Wii U owner, you won because you're actually trying to play stuff that didn't get delayed. And you know, they're actually trying now since they're so far behind and
They
losing
usually
$500 million.
don't get delayed though, so they're
Yeah,
usually good.
that's the thing though. It's like, you know, now you can be like, haha, we didn't get no delays on that console. I mean, outside of Smash Brothers Brawl, there's like, I can't remember when like a major Nintendo games got delayed. That was supposed to come out in the holiday. And they have, you know, they usually have a good...
Brawl wasn't that big of a delay because it came out like that February right after.
Yeah, but that's after, you know.
So whatever.
The whole holiday time.
Yeah, this Smash Brothers is coming out pretty fast. I think, relatively speaking. Some of the other ones, it felt like forever. It's like, oh, didn't they promise this when they announced the system? And you just waited and waited and waited.
Well, I mean, technically, they promised it when they announced that one. It just happened that the system got released like so long after the fact. But I mean, oh. It just may be because people were expecting another one to happen after. They're like, where is it? Where is it? So, because I mean, they've only.
Toad is also December.
Oh yeah, that game.
Yeah, it's funny because Watch Dogs just came out on Wii U and like nobody said anything about it. I just saw it on like some story of like, oh, Watch Dogs on Wii U is now available or something.
Yep.
Well,
and nobody cared.
The player probably already played it. They probably already played it if they really wanted to on a different console. So, yeah.
But I must know how's the quality after seeing it that first time and being hoodwinked.
Review culture.
How did the Wii U copy turn out? But no nobody cares. Or nobody that I'm following.
Well, because the hype for Watch Dogs has already died down by now. It's not like it's not the game to watch anymore.
That's the thing, yeah. Games.
See, that's the really interesting thing to me is like, I remember back when Watch Dogs came out and then a bunch of people were like, oh man, it's so much better than GTA, blah, 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 blah. Then GTA 5 Remastered comes out and like, crickets. It's like, where you at now? Where you at now? Watch Dogs fanboys and girls are like, oh man, so amazing. Best open world game, so much better than GTA. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just nowhere to be found.
Oh my.
Crawled back in your holes. Like the trolls you are.
Uh-huh.
Did you guys talk about the Game Awards
No, we did not.
last week?
Jeff Keighley's thingy.
Was that announced this week?
I think that was announced
Game
this week.
Awards?
It was.
Okay. Yeah, like so Video Game Awards on Spike TV is apparently done. The last one was last year's VGX, which was mostly an online thing. And there was an interview I think Jeff Keighley did with I can't remember who the interview was with, but he basically said it's like, yeah, they're doing less and less stuff with games on Spike TV, and so there was going to be less and less money, and likely Video Game Awards this year would have just been online.
Well, it's like I think it's because it's when it comes to award shows, video games don't really have the same pool as like something like the Oscars or
Yeah, like
Golden
cable
Globes or something.
TV style stuff. Like they can't really, they don't. Well, you know, plus they don't have any faith in it anyway. So it's like that's what happens. And so this year he decided, out of his own pocket, he is paying for a new Game Award show just called the Game Awards. And he brought in basically like tons of sort of high-ranking game industry officials as sort of his advisory board for it. So, you know, Phil Spencer, Sean Layden, I think, is the head of SCEA right now. Who else is big? Anyway, you know, those names. And so all these big publishers have come together and they all support this one award show that he's paying for by himself.
That was kind of weird because I was like, why? I still fall back on the do we really need an award show for games?
I think it could be cool. Like I'm interested to see what it's going to be like, because what he says is that the focus for it is a celebration of games, whereas before, you know, people kind of thought it would. I guess the first thing that people thought when they thought Game Awards is like, oh, we want to reward the best games of the industry for that year. And inevitably that becomes... there's too much to be said about review culture, so we won't go into it. But yeah, like you could imagine what that would become. Or on the other end of the spectrum, it would be basically DICE, or one of the respectable award shows that we never get to see because I imagine they're really boring.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, because when Tekken was just saying like, do we really need one? Because I personally don't watch award shows because for that very reason I feel like it's like, what good is it going to be for me to just watch people go up on stage and cry? Like I don't feel like that's, you know, fun or entertaining at all. It's just like the same, just people.
Right. So what they're doing with the Game Awards show is supposed to be a celebration of not only the people who make games, but also the people who play them. And that's an interesting interesting premise to me right now. And they're still falling back on the, it's gonna, you know, we're gonna celebrate the games that came out this year and also look ahead at the exciting games coming out next year. So some of the same pull points, that's not the right word, appeal points that his other show had, but now it doesn't have to, you know, conform to Spike's whatever they had asked for in the past, or whatever. tone-wise, it doesn't have to be a Spike TV type thing. Yeah, I think it could be interesting.
Mm, I wouldn't hold my breath.
The eternal pessimist.
I'm just being realistic. 'Cause like I said, I've seen award shows in the past, and I'm just like, yeah, this is just not. This is not. I don't understand why people are so into stuff like this, because it just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know.
Well, then, just logically speaking from that statement, like, just because something that has never happened doesn't mean that it cannot happen.
Well, like I said, if it does, then it'll be a different story. But this has had yet to do it. Oh.
Well, so the cool part about this is the award show, I think, is either the day before or the day after the PlayStation Experience event, also in Las Vegas. And they have just been announcing games that they're going to be playable at thing. Yeah, it sounds so cool now.
It's going to be in Vegas. That sounds dangerous, just saying. But then it's in December when it's cold here, and I'm like, ooh, I could just give myself an excuse to go there and be in the desert for a couple days.
It gets cold at night there, though, just because it's not it's not just like constantly.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't get as cold with snow. Just saying.
It's still really cold though. It can drop to like freezing temperatures.
It would snow there if there was water.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if there was like the atmosphere available for it, it would happen. It just can't. Because it can get down to like freezing temps.
Yeah. But it'll be sunny.
Yeah.
Oh, nah. To be fair, when you're in Vegas, you're indoors.
It's true, because I don't think I've ever... Well, it depends, because I walked on... Because we kind of like walked on the strip when we...
Little bit.
When I was there. But yeah, you did spend a lot more indoors, I guess. It kind of depends.
Yeah. But yeah, that event sounds so cool right now. Just so much... apparently No Man's Sky is going to be there.
Yeah, and Destiny tweeted out, oh, you can play the expansion earlier than the 9th if you go to PlayStation Experience. It's like, oh.
Few days.
Just be patient.
It is... Yeah, it's sounding really, really cool. That's all I can think of. That was the thing that I noticed this week. It's like, oh, this might be interesting. I didn't know what to think of the PlayStation Experience until recently.
I neither. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like, is this like the truck thing? I was like, oh no, this is like a giant thing.
At first I thought it was going to be like just like them like having, it's essentially like a PAX for PlayStation where it's like, we're just going to show PlayStation stuff, but you can come if you buy tickets. But now it seems like there's going to be a lot of crap there, like a lot of stuff. I mean, not crap, but like a lot of stuff there. And it's like all pre-released, or a lot of pre-release stuff too, so I was like, ooh, that makes it even more.
It's like, just like what has been the tradition for the past few years. Jeff Keighley's award show kicks off hype for the new season, for the new year. Yeah.
Is there any other news this week?
Yeah, the news is still pretty difficult to read.
I haven't really seen anything of
it's
major. It's just been mostly people complaining about technical issues with stuff. So it's not really. Yeah.
Or a lot of that the last couple of weeks.
Like there was the Assassin's Creed thing, or so Ubisoft is pretty much saying on PC, if you're having problems with Far Cry or Assassin's Creed, you probably stole the game. Because there's these images of Assassin's Creed that have been going around where characters lack their faces, so they just have their eyes, and it looks terrifying.
What's up with that?
And yeah, they basically went back and they're like, yeah, we can't reproduce it after patching the game with the day one patch. So if you're having problems, let your game patch. And between the lines is like, how come you don't have the patch? Where did you get this game? Far Cry 4, they did it on purpose, where their field of view. Is it field of view?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is not available in pirated versions of the game because it's part of the day one patch, and you can't get it if you pirated it. So that's funny.
It's kind of terrible.
Some company, Overdog, I think, they just got. Apparently, they're going to be making a matchmaking app for the Xbox One, and the difference between the matchmaking that exists now and this new app is that it's going to match you based on interests rather than, I don't know, randomly or like game skill level or whatever. It's going to match you on what TV shows you like.
What?
I don't know if it makes sense at all. I was like,
That
this is
doesn't
better
make sense.
matchmaking. It's like, is this better matchmaking?
That seems like something that is not
Yes.
a contextual
That is just really
category that should be matchmaking, with someone.
Well, I mean, the stuff you watch kind of shows your interests, kind
But
of.
then,
In the
like,
games you
your
play, though,
yeah.
I don't know.
column
Just
A,
saying.
column B, I don't see any overlap there. Just saying.
Like,
Maybe.
why do I need to know what shows he likes? If, for example, we want to play Far Cry 4, then match me with other people playing Far Cry 4.
But then you guys couldn't talk
We
about
have a
that new
common
TV
interest
show
there. Far
that's
Cry 4.
airing now.
Oh, actually, it was
Or-
funny when I was talking to that dude from Counterspikes. He actually joined me for the Daily Hero Commission that day. He was it's like I was talking to him about like how I was like basically playing as a palette swap for Destiny, and he was one of the lapsed Destiny people who would like stop playing the game. Just like, yeah, I hit a point, I just didn't progress anymore, so I just stopped playing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing this because it just keeps punishing me, and I can't stop coming back to it. I need help, but I don't.
Their,
I guess
their expansion schedule is a little bit too slow.
Well, they can't release them that quickly. Otherwise, they're going to run out of stuff to give you before.
I mean, I think they have to release before you have too many lapse players. Although maybe we're contributing to the numbers, so they're like, there's not that many lapse players. um, yeah, that's. Oh, what are the Black Friday bundles announced this week?
Ew,
Was that this week?
Don't know. Tropical.
There's some pretty good deals for PS4's Black Friday.
It's weird though. Like, there's one that's like GTA 5 and Last of Us. Is like, but I can play those
Yeah.
on PS3.
But
This is the remastered
they
bundle.
look prettier.
Remastered means nothing to me anymore. It just means
And then
we're a
the other-
publisher, developer, we want money. And
The other
want
one
this game that we
is
already made, or we make
well,
it prettier.
But it's
In
like
less
You
than,
only
less than the full development cycle of a real
Yeah,
game. Here you
that's
go.
probably true. And then the other one is it's not remastered. It's like the high def version bundle because it has Lego Batman 3 and Little Big Planet 3, both of which are on PS3 also, but they haven't been remastered. These are just higher def. No,
Better looking
that's-
ones.
yeah, the higher performance versions of those games.
AKA the better ones, because I've played Destiny on PS3 and beta, and I can tell you.
oh my gosh, you guys are so ridiculous. It's
You're playing it on PS3 360, you're playing it wrong.
it was not that bad.
Ticketmaster, aimlesspodcast.com.
You both are just being ridiculous.
Quote me on it.
Also,
Oh my god, this cave doesn't sound awesome in here. Oh,
you can
this
get
light
Destiny
isn't
for
reflecting.
free right now.
There's a trial version.
Or there's like a trial version out that carries over to the full game if you decide to get it.
How long is the trial?
I have no idea. I don't know anyone who doesn't have it, which is crazy.
Fair enough.
I was like, oh, this is so cool. I can get. Mm. And I couldn't think of anyone.
Whoops.
Okay. So I guess that's a good place to go to Black Friday because those are the system bundles.
Yeah, essentially, your best hope is to hope that Amazon matches the. If you want a system, hope they match the system stuff, or if you want a game, hope they match Best Buy because they have like $24.99 stuff that just came out that didn't get delayed, like Shadow of Mordor. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yep.
Amazon do it, but then it's like they raise the stupid free shipping, so it's like, oh, go F yourself, Amazon, because I'm gonna get free shipping on it, whatever. If it had like, some,
Actually, so just a quick question: do you have to work Thursday?
yep, I haven't looked at my schedule though.
It's terrible.
I'm pretty sure it's like the last however many years, or not last however many years, because I didn't used to work on Thursday, but the last 2 years when it's been 12 hours of awesome.
I feel like on Thursday.
Yeah, or Thursday into Friday.
Okay.
Well,
'Cause now,
I mean,
like,
people
I
have been
thi-
starting their stuff earlier and earlier, so it's
Yeah, it is. It is actually really messed up. That's really messed up.
I've always worked holidays, so
Oh,
I've never
I saw GameStop isn't open on Thursday
really.
on Facebook. I think.
Yay, GameStop!
The one time we can say that on this podcast.
Power Because like, so man, this has got to be. There's no protection. But yeah, basically, why do you give people holidays? It's like, well, so they can have time off, and then supposedly for these national holidays, it's supposed so they can go spend time with their families, as in the tradition. No way that we spend those days, and then now it's just
These
like,
holidays become more and more commercialized, it's kind of like people don't really care about their families anymore. They care about stuff, and they're like, "Hey, I can get stuff, so screw you, family. I'm going to the store, or I'm going to
Or
go
they
eat
all go
out or
as a
something."
family
It's like,
to be like,
or
yeah, like
that
your
too.
adventure.
the
Oh,
families.
that irritates
Yeah.
the hell out of me when people bring like 4 kids to the stores, and I'm just like, oh my god, corral these kids, or I'm gonna start stabbing children. Like seriously, it irritates the hell out of me when people do that.
The families can still stay together though. The problem is like now the workers, like, they don't get those days that they were supposed to get, and it's like, that's terrible.
Is it though? Is it? I mean, it's kind of just like it. Well, I mean, at least for me, because like I said, I always worked holidays since years anyway, and I just kind of it's just like another day to me. So it just
Yeah, it's just
For-
slowly eroded my belief in holidays.
yeah. I just want to say at this point,
That's terrible.
I only believe in the days of the week and today and tomorrow. All the other days, go off yourselves because you don't
That's
exist in my book. So.
yeah, because it's pretty much just like I'll get weekends. It's like, oh, those are my days off. That's fine. Because like at this point, people are always like, so what are your plans for so and so holiday? I was like, yeah, I didn't even know that holiday was coming up. So, I, yeah, work
See,
is
were I still working at this point, I would basically not have a day off this week then, but because basically, they would say, "Oh, you still get, the first part of Thursday off." It's like, well, no, I don't, because when every day that I have to work, even if it starts at 5 p.m., it means it's a work day, and so it's sort of psychologically it's ruined for me. And then plus, being a poor employee of you guys, I don't have a car, so I have to take the bus, which takes 2 hours round trip. And it's like, oh, but it's Thanksgiving, so the rest of the country, the people who run the buses actually get this day off. So I don't know how I'm going to get there.
There's that problem.
Yeah, it was just that's terrible. And now it's like, I think the earliest I saw was Best Buy opening at 6 p.m. on Thursday. So I would have to leave at assuming I could find a ride. Assuming I couldn't find a ride, I would have to leave at like 1.
Ooh, gross.
Yeah, it would have been terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably why I've become so cynical and stuff over the years. I mean, because I've worked
No
so
days
many,
off have to. Look what happened.
I've worked so many Christmases and Thanksgivings and stuff. It's like I don't
They
even care anymore.
sewed the hater pants onto you.
It's true.
My soul has been slowly corroded, and so it's like there's nothing left. Because I think there was even a holiday recently that I didn't even know was happening until I like tried to go somewhere and they were like, "We are observing so and so holiday." I was like, "What? What is this? Why are you not open? It's
Well,
Tuesday."
it was Columbus Day. It was Columbus Day then, Tuesday.
Oh, and that's what irritated me too, because I could have sworn they stopped celebrating that. Isn't that no longer a holiday?
Half the country doesn't recognize Columbus Day.
Like, what is going on here? And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're observing." I was like, "No, no, you're not. Why aren't you open?" So it's like, yeah, I don't know. So now I never know when there is a holiday and when there is not, because unless it's like one of the obvious ones like Christmas, I don't know when a holiday is. So it's
Is
yeah.
retail starved that badly? You know, I know a recession and people stop spending, and because like now we can't afford anything. but but now it's like, oh, we're gonna have. I think I've seen 6 Black Friday ads throughout the course of the year. There was like Black Friday in the springtime, and then Black Friday in July, Black Friday in August, and it was like, once every day is Black Friday, then no day is Black Friday.
It's true.
And then, you're going to see this in a moment. Like, Black Friday ads are kind of terrible this year. Like, there's nothing like Black Friday doesn't mean anything anymore. They're basically not the best deals. It's just deals that they deemed low enough that maybe some people will come, especially if we open at 6, because then you don't have to stay up in the middle of the night to come shop at whatever our place is.
Yeah. I don't know, because this year I wasn't even like excited for any like Black Friday stuff. Because my only thing was like I just wanted to. The only thing I wanted was just like another PlayStation Plus thing, because that's the only thing I was like, oh, that's the only thing I want like a deal on or whatever. Everything else I'm just like, I just need to replace all my pots and pans and stuff.
So
So
much
it's like
effort.
yeah. So yeah, it's not even like any good deals on games or anything. So it's like, eh. It's not even worth going out and stabbing people.
It's terrible.
Those used to be good old times.
What happened to those days?
I know.
We used to believe in things. We trampled people for a purpose.
But now it's like, do I really want to crush someone's skull in just for 50 cents off of something? It's like, is it worth
This
it?
is going to be my 7th Black Friday this year. Like, what? Why? I ignored the first 6. Why is the 7th one different?
Yeah. Yeah. Makes me sad. Makes me sad. But I mean, Amazon usually kind of does
I don't
decent
even know if they're
stuff.
going to try that hard anymore this year either.
Yeah, because I didn't even see
Yeah,
any ads or anything for them. So now I'm worried because I'm like, oh crap, if they don't do anything, then it means like no one's doing anything good. So
Yep. Like, as far as the deals this year, that I'm interested in, yeah, it's what Tekken was saying. Like, Shadow Mordor for 25, I think I saw was GameStop. I think Alien Isolation at GameStop is going to be 40. But yeah, there's no PlayStation Plus discounts anywhere that I've seen. Controllers are only like $10 off, or 15 maybe, 44,
yeah,
45. Sorry.
this is like part of the reason why I was holding off on getting the silver headset because I was like, well, Black Friday is
Yeah,
coming
maybe.
soon, so maybe they might have a deal. But then it's like, yeah,
But
nothing's on sale.
Actually,
So
PlayStation TV is like $10 cheaper at GameStop or something. I almost bought it when I bought Far Cry, but I was like, I'll wait, just in case.
Yeah. But yeah, like that I haven't seen anything for that. The gold headset actually is going to be cheaper than the silver one at one place I saw, but I don't remember where. Yeah, I haven't seen anything on the silver one. Mm. GameStop's ad for the Wii U games is like it's their typical usage of the word sale. They're not on sale. They're for
For
sale. So
sale,
everything
yeah.
was like regular price in their
Yeah, 'cause
ad.
their quote unquote sales are usually like $5 off at best because they're like they'll have like the regular price under it in small print and then have like
Yeah.
the big. It's like really this isn't a deal.
It's
What
like
what are you
five
doing right
dollars
now?
off. $5 off. And most of them was like, there are no dollars off. We just have it. That's
It's
what's
true.
in our ad. It's like,
Yeah, their
really?
ad always has like a bunch of it's like now available. It's like I don't care. It's like this isn't helping
I'm
me.
in your store. I
I,
know that it's available.
I know. Gosh, GameStop, seriously.
Yeah, and then I was trying to find a deal on my PS3 since I sold my other one to get my PS4 for cheap, and all it sucks because it's a good price. It just comes with Disney Infinity, and it's like I don't want Disney Infinity, but now I'm like,
Tekken, yes you do.
what do I do?
Yes,
I was
you
like,
do.
please Amazon, please,
You
please
want
Amazon.
it. You want
I believe
it.
in you.
Everyone
Ugh.
loves it.
Or just wait until next year and then get one for even cheaper, hopefully, unless they just discontinue
Next year,
them.
though.
Because why wouldn't they when I need one?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's like dead yet, so it might go at least another year before they start to phase them out slowly. To at least give the PS4 time to kind of stand up on its own a bit. So,
I think that's the problem is like since I moved on to PS4 and all the deals this year are like not awesome for PS4 stuff. It's like there's nothing here for me. It's like, I don't need these PS3 and 360 games. I've moved on. Ew.
yeah,
Well,
sad.
maybe there'll be a awesome flash deal on PSN, but probably not because they don't want to undercut retailers and get them pissy.
And then what are they gonna do? Stop selling their stuff? Because I
Yeah, it could
mean,
happen.
then they're gonna. Yeah, but then they're gonna lose customers too. Because I'm not gonna go run to the store to go buy micro crap. So it's like they're not gonna stop selling Sony stuff because they got undercut. Sony needs to sell their products too.
Oh, you
It's
don't
not-
want these hundreds of thousands of dollars we bring in for you from our PS4s every month? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like they're not gonna do something stupid. They might be mad, but they're not dumb. They still want their money. So, and besides, even if they did do like flash sales, it's like digital stuff. Some people still are purist and like their hard copies of stuff, like me, because digital is for the weak. So, I think it'll
The
be
flash
fine.
sale, or not flash sale, but like the sale on PSN this week is pretty crazy. There's a ton of games that are like good by reputation games that are like
By
$3.
reputation game.
Well, if I just say good, then people are like, well, you say most games are good.
That's true. You do.
So I'm,
So-
I'm talking about like greater consensus than just in me.
Ah, then that's more trustworthy.
Those games are, yeah, it's ridiculously cheap.
Now I have to check the sell out because now I'm curious as to what this stuff is.
Maybe that's why I feel like the deals aren't good out there in the land of Black Friday.
Hmm.
Not even any like buy two get one frees or get
I
a
think
bunch of
Toys-
gift cards
I think
or
Toys R Us is doing that.
are they?
I think so because I think I saw an ad where they were like buy two get one or
Target
something like
was
that.
doing
okay.
a buy two get one, but it was full price.
Yeah, it was last week, I think. So pretty disappointing for really good deals this season. I mean, well, if you're looking for an Xbox One, it is a really good deal. Yeah, relatively than before. It's
I
a
just wanted to say.
It's like,
$350
let's go
you
down
get
lower,
like 2 or 3 games. So that's,
$350 now, but they're trying to go bite down from here, so might as well just wait it out, like the rest of us on the podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
I think the more you wait, the more you save.
Well, yes.
I mean,
I mean,
look
they're not
at
gonna
last
raise the
year.
price, so it's not like.
Like if I bought an Xbox One tomorrow, it would be way cheaper than the one that Gamer bought a year ago.
Yes.
But it would be mostly the same thing.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but I was
guess
about
I
to say.
wouldn't have a Connect.
Then how will you use it?
Such a loss!
How will you play any games or watch any TV? How will you do anything with the system?
It was funny because everyone reported on Microsoft's statement saying, "Oh yeah, we just tripled our sales from 2 weeks ago after the price drop happened. So, hooray!" And then everyone just said what they said. And then Forbes wrote an article. I was like, "Wait, but it's the holiday season." And they looked back and was like, "Yeah, the 360 generally did more than 3 times the sales, compared between like pre-holiday and post-holiday, or pre-holiday and during holiday sales." So it's like, we would be worried if it didn't triple sales.
It's kind of hard to see whether or not it's like this price drop actually it was the catalyst. Or, I mean, it
Yeah,
probably helped with sales, but at the same time, it is the holiday season, so people are probably
yeah.
just buying a bunch of everything. So it's like, oh.
Actually, when did the price cut for the one go into effect?
November
I
2nd.
think, yeah.
Okay, because I saw the October tweet from PlayStation about, yeah, we're number one again, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I guess that was expected too, because they announced the price drop, but then it didn't go in effect immediately. And just like before, people sort of probably waited. So October's numbers were probably lower. So slightly lower October. And then first 2 weeks of November, they're saying, yeah, tripled. We're doing so good now.
But I mean, triple of a low number isn't necessarily great because it's like, yeah, you can tripling like a million or tripling like 100. They're like very different things. So it's like you can triple your numbers, but if you're already doing pretty awful anyway, it's like, so I don't know.
I guess we will see.
Yes, we will.
yeah, it's
Also,
weird
where
like
do you
this year.
find-
I didn't actually. I was like looking through the sell thingy, but I was looking for specific stuff. So like usually it's like I'm like looking to see like what's on sale. But this time it's just like Shadow Mortar and Dragon Age, because it's like everything else got delayed. I don't care about, so I already bought it already. So that's
Pretty
really,
much.
really weird. Like super targeted mode this Black Friday. Of like, yeah, everything else doesn't matter because it's not my PS4, or I can use my share button. Oh, I haven't shared button Far Cry yet. I need to do that.
Oh dear.
I have stuff on there. I just haven't put it out. Ooh, They Rhythm is $20. Yay! I want to get that game.
I wanted to find like a 2DS. I was looking at my controllers today. It's like,
Trioptical can find out how childproof it is.
yeah, because oh man, the Wii U gamepad is invincible.
Well, I mean, Nintendo was known for making pretty durable hardware.
Yeah, like you look at my Wii U gamepad and my Vita, and like they're covered in smudges. So you wipe those all off, and like the Vita still looks terrible, and the Wii U gamepad is like brand new. It's like that is insane. And it's like all my controllers are all. I've never had stuff this beat up. I'm sad.
She's just exploring gaming. Just
It's really cool, actually. So the other day, like I don't mind her playing, but the thing is, she doesn't really play. Like she wants me to play, which means that I can't do other things. So she really likes Pikmin. Like the
Who
first time she
doesn't?
played it, and there was, how you tap on or I guess you don't know, but you tap on the screen to indicate where you want to throw the Pikmin, and then they just throw. And the first time she discovered that, she just started laughing hysterically. She thought it was so funny.
Oh.
And then over time, like she's started to understand that, oh, okay, so those things are fruit. And then when we see them, I want to tap on them, and then a Pikmin will fly over and then pick up the fruit and then bring it back to the ship, or do something with it. And I started thinking, like, I should teach her how to play it. One, that will give her something to do on her own, and then two, like, there is a lot of stuff you have to learn about Pikmin in order to play it. You have to know colors, you gotta know numbers, you gotta know how to read, you gotta know how to read a map. There's like a ton of things, and it's like, this could be good. Like, this could be good.
It is a good learning tool because it's awesome.
So, the easiest one, we're starting with colors and trying to tell her, like, oh, these are the red ones and these are the yellow ones. And it's like, if you see like these fire guys, like, don't throw the yellow ones because they'll all catch fire and then they'll all die. Hasn't got that quite down yet, but I have noticed her start to walk around on her own with the joysticks. Because before, she just wanted me to walk around and like pull up Pikmin, and then she wanted to throw them. And so when like the level starts and you have no Pikmin, she's just like, take the controller, take it, get the Pikmin. I was like, I don't want to play. This is too hard.
Like,
I don't feel well.
Now, I know, you're like 104 fever or something. It's like, I can't move.
And she's just like, no, here. And then these past few days, I've seen she'll come over and like her captains won't be in the starting position. They'll be someplace else, and they'll have a few Pikmin behind them. It's like, oh, she's learning.
Yes,
that's so cool. So
I mean, sometimes I did play Pikmin just to throw the Pikmin. It's simple things, to kind of just.
Man, that game is great.
God, I want Pikmin 3 so bad.
It's like everything on Wii U, she finds. Yeah, she likes.
I think
all
it's
that
all
stuff.
the bright colors. It's not all.
They're pretty good at breaking kids into the hobby. It's
not all. Yeah, I think Nintendo has a lot. Their stuff seems like a lot more fun. Kind of like they're more geared towards fun. So it seems like it would be better suited for stuff like that instead of playing like Call of Duty
like
or
the
something.
small things though, just like the music and like the characters and their characteristics.
The way
Just,
everything moves.
The whimsiness.
She'll play like Me Maker for an hour or so by herself, just making different Miis. That's crazy. But today she deleted all the Zelda files again. So
No.
this time I actually beat 2 dungeons for her. Like, like when you watch people playing Wind Waker, it's actually it does feel like sort of a children's book, just the way it looks and the way things animate and just all the stuff. It's like the only difference is children's books have way less words. There are a ton of words in Wind Waker. People say so much stuff. So I'll be sitting there reading it to her like a storybook, and she'll just be like, "There's too much," and I don't understand what you're saying anyway. So come on, push the A button.
I know. She's like, go kill things. Well, I think it's because they're not voiced, so it's like they have to have like it's just when anybody goes into like exposition, it's just like, oh, here comes the wall of text.
Yeah,
Cause
there's
it's
a ton of writing. So she knows the A button, so that's cool. She doesn't know B yet, but she likes to see Link run around with his sword out. So every time he puts his sword and shield back on his back, she pushes the B button for him to take him out again. I was like, you like to watch him run around all armed and dangerous?
Which, by the way, kids, don't run around with sharp objects. It's dangerous. Don't do that. It's bad.
It's fun. It's really cute. I feel like she feels a connection to Link because in the game, like, Link is sort of this tiny person in a world of people who are much taller and things that are much bigger, and And she's like, I'm a tiny person. The way he climbs up ledges, that's how I climb up things. It's funny. All right, I'm done sharing my stories now.
All right, so I guess we can wrap it up there, and we won't be back next week because we take a break for the observed for some people like at work Thanksgiving holiday.
Damn you! Yes. So check out the archives then at youtube.com. Wait, you know that one. It's Aimless Podcast at YouTube. Otherwise, aimlesspodcasts.com. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And watch the Twitch streams. That's here if you're following live. But most likely Tekken will be playing. So follow his channel. I think it's just Tekken Master? The Tekken Master? Yep.
Yeah, when in doubt, he's like always streaming, so.
There's some fun stuff.
Well, I
Probably going to be Far
Destiny
Cry.
streaming except for Tuesdays, and then every other day is like whatever I'm playing.
Maybe you'll get to see small games now, and
Yeah,
subscribe.
so I can
So
get more viewers.
more viewers.
I was like, man,
Dust.
I can't wait to start Transistor. I was like, what is it? Dust? No. I think I'll just put that one on the back burner. Because Transistor is just I feel a connection when I look at that. It's just like, it looks so cool. She has a sword. What's it do? Dust has a sword too, but it's different.
She has a sing button. You push your button, she'll hum.
That's all I
Why?
needed.
Because she's a singer.
Huh. That. Huh. Well.
Okay, so RPG. What's your favorite word?
Video games.
Alrighty, and I'll be playing Destiny and other stuff, so that's what I'll be up to. But the other two, who knows what Trioptical RPG will be doing? So you have to check back next week on the next
Week after.
episode. I mean, sorry, yeah, the week after because we're off next week. I'm sorry, ruined up my outro. So yeah, tune in to find out what happened on the next episode of Aimless Babble Z.